Hello everyone, this is a war from region 855 which took place yesterday, and right now on your screens you can see Mr. Jinzo swarming a couple of squads which included Mr. Rogue and Chainsaw, and he is already having a debuff, so Mr. Chainsaw is helping him out actually. So they were swarming the squads who had attacked their tower just now, which is burning by the way. And here are a couple of his friends. So the teams that are actually involved include Team DUNL. Mr. Overtime is one of the guys who's trying to help this team out. We got Mr. Infamous, then we got Mr. Rogue. So basically it is like DUNL as Mr. Rogue. So you got Mr. Solomon in here as well. And then you got on the side of Team KGF, the King's girlfriend. They have Mr. Jinzo helping them out, right? So Mr. M is the president currently, and you got one of the coldest players in the game. So this is definitely a warm picture. He's using a warm filter from Snapchat. Here is Miss Melis, who is the user of this warm filter. She'll have to use Snapchat, right? So these are the two teams. One is KGF, no drama in here, 6.3 billion million might. They got Mr. Daniel Lee, and then they got Mr. Jinzo in here helping them out. Two of the strongest motherfuckers in the game, guys. Holy shit, they are very strong, right? So no drama on their board, just pure discussion, right? And same goes for Team DUNL. So Team DUNL is sitting at 4.4 billion might, and they're also here to fight for the metro basically. And this is the overall state. Team KGF and DUNL. Let me zoom out a little bit. So we got only two teams that are connected to the metro, and they basically had a deal where they had decided actually to share the metro, but apparently this is what has led to the war. Oops, sorry for that. Let me go back. So basically, one of the reasons that was told to me was by Mr. Wi-Fi, who was part of Team KGF. Not sure where he's right now, so he is here. He said that there will be a war tomorrow, and his alliance is KGF, and he said that he does need help. And unfortunately, I wasn't playing yesterday. Then he shared Mr. Bug's coordinate, and he said that they have attacked them before. I asked him the reason for the invasion. He said that they did not give them any responsibilities for the buff, and initially they had decided to share the metro with them, but ultimately they have said they will not share the metro anymore. So this is the reason for KGF going for war, and they did try to resolve the problem, but they followed through with that on their threats and attacked us. And eventually Mr. Jinzo came up and joined with KGF and tried to help out, which by the way I will be covering now, the wars between KGF and Mr. Jinzo Donnell basically. And he also said that your friend is here fighting against him. So he was sharing the coordinates of Mr. Rogue. And he said that as far as I know, he was hired. Bugs, if you can stop him. So this is like the side of KGF. And on the side of Donnell, they also said that KGF basically betrayed their trust and they tried to take over the metro. So this was one of the probable reasons they went to war with them. Now here's a question that I want to ask all of you.
Why are you gay?
Oh, sorry, wrong question. So while we were on the topic of spending in games, here's a quick question from every one of you. So have you heard of this application called Paxify? And probably not, so let me introduce them to you. So Paxify is a trusted service-based application that's been around for about 4 years, and it is helping gamers save money on in-game purchases. They have built a strong reputation, a lot of positive reviews, and so they are definitely the real deal. With a huge catalog of games, including Doomsday Last Survivors. So here's the best part. Depending upon how much you spend, you can save up to 35% with Paxify. That's a direct discount. This is not a cashback or point system, and it works whether you are using Android or iPhone. It doesn't matter where you live. Start it only takes a few minutes, which is Paxify credits. Select the game and order, and they will buy on your behalf, and then you can keep enjoying the game. With thousands and thousands of people using this application, I think it is a time that you also give it a try. Use the link in the description below. You may also use my creator code ArmouRedGG and give Paxify a try.
You are gay.
So now I go back to one of the coverage that I actually have. So here is Mr. Rogue trying to defend the tower against Mr. Jinzo right now. So what is actually happening here right now in front of your screens is the fact that Mr. Jinzo is trying to swarm this tower that is currently being built by Team DUNL. Now one of the squads of Mr. Rogue is inside, so he's basically like having 4 squads in the field and 1 inside the tower, while Mr. Jinzo is having 5 squads in the field. So this is like 5 versus 4 squad battle, and Mr. Jinzo constantly goes for the tower. As soon as he goes for the tower, Mr. Rogue comes out and starts attacking his squads and trying to disrupt him. And as you can see, this will keep happening over and over again over the course of this battle. Right, so here we got Mr. Jinzo, who was trying to swarm the tower. Now he's going back with Mr. Chainsaw. So the Godzilla of Mr. Rogue is very angry. Holy shit! Look, what kind of thing is that? Is that a spaceship with a mohawk? What the fuck? What are these things? These red things? They have a mohawk. The helicopters have a mohawk now. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Like, come on, invest something into your game. You are making spaceships with a mohawk. This looks terrible. What in the world is this shit? Now the King Kong is running really mad here, right? The Rapidash and the little squirrel are following him. And now this is the process that is gonna be repeated over the course of next few minutes. Mr. Jinzo was super fucking angry. I was told that he came here and he wasted about 72 billion resources that were in his bag, right? Not in his bag, actually in his inventory. For example, right now you can see I only have 420 million food and around the same amount of wood, right? So he had about 72 billion combined of each type of resource. And he had to get rid of that because the moment he ported in, he lost all of that. So although I was unable to get like the reports at that time, but ultimately Mr. Rogue replied today because he said that I was very, very busy in the war and he was having a lot of trouble because he was going up against like Mr. Chainsaw, and at the same time he had to face Mr. Jinzo over and over again, like 10 squads against 4 squads. So this was creating a lot of trouble for him. And at the same time, while he was having problem with the healing factor, so he was having trouble with the healing because 10 squads were going up against him, and at the same time he had to heal. He had to talk to different people, like what is happening right now in this region, why I'm in this war. So funny little stuff that was going on around. And yeah, Mr. Jinzo is a powerhouse. Like, brother, he has 6 billion kill points, right? He alone has the kill points of like so many alliances. And then again and again, Mr. Jinzo would go for the swarm. Mr. Rogue would come out, target one of his squads. The same thing Mr. Jinzo would do. So as soon as Mr. Rogue tried to intervene, what he would do is go after the squad. So eventually, you can see his rage is built up. So anytime Mr. Rogue tries to hunt him down or strike his squads, so he was always on the back seat, right? Backseat because of the fact that the moment his squad would start fighting, he would get hit by the skill shot. So initially, whichever squad went into the battle, it would take a lot of damage. So this was creating a lot of trouble for him. So yeah, this was a funny little tower fight that was constantly happening on the same location over and over again. Let me jump over to a couple of more fights, more intense and a little bit more interesting, right? So now this brings me to another one of the fights that was taking place. Here is Mr. Rogue. He was running the rallies and Mr. Zeus came in. He decided to help him out. Mr. Bugs was there. Miss Ilida, she also ported in. Very famous for having incited a couple of region wars, and she doesn't like being called out for that, but doesn't matter. Here she is, and she is fighting. So yeah, Mr. Rogue was going for the battle, and Mr. Jinzo was having a lot of trouble. Normally what you would see is like one of the SSI guys, if he goes into battle, you would see the whole plethora of them porting in and trying to help out. But unfortunately, or first time I'm seeing that not a lot of guys from SSI actually ported in to help out, which was quite funny to see. But yeah, here is a rally that is being run by Mr. Rogue, and went into the battle with 3 squads also because he was quite fearful of the fact, not fearful, but he was expecting Mr. Jinzo to counter him with a swarm on his tower or something along on those lines, right? So yeah, here it goes. The war started. Mr. Jinzo using his Ethan and Lewis, and right now I will show you why this tower was falling in comparison to the rally that was being run by Mr. Rogue. Of course, Mr. Rogue went in with the swarm as well, which is pretty difficult to maintain unless you keep on refilling the tower, right? But yeah, the Ethan and Bard from Mr. Rogue was doing a whole lot of work on Mr. Jinzo. The primary reason is that Mr. Jinzo had not equipped his beast correctly, right? So the moment this tower war ends, I will jump over and I will show you the probable cause, what was happening, and what was the reason this tower was falling relatively easy, despite the fact that Mr. Jinzo and Rogue, as per my assessment and analysis after the battle reports I saw, was they were very close in terms of fighting potential, right? And Mr. Jinzo is primarily aimed at fighting in the field from what I have seen. So here you can see he is fighting Mr. Zeus, Mr. C, Ilida, a lot of people, and they are like melting away. The squads of Mr. Jinzo are like insanely strong. A lot of area damage, a lot of whales do that. They use a lot of area damage because it helps them clear the battlefield relatively fast, right? And now Mr. Rogue and Jinzo are going back at it again and again. So the moment Mr. Jinzo comes out, a lot of people from the side of Donnell are now coming out, right? Before it was Chainsaw and Jinzo going at it, but now some kind of support has been rendered to this team, right? Initially, Mr. Danny Lee was here, he was fighting as well. Mr. Carnage was there as well, I believe, from Team 5RL. So yeah, a lot of fighting was taking place between these guys. So let me show you a couple of reports from Mr. Rogue and the fight that took place between Mr. Jinzo. So here is going for the tower against Mr. Jinzo. So like Mr. Jinzo is almost maxed out on everything except his infantry. So he's primarily a rider and infantry based player, which you can see in front of your eyes. As for Mr. Rogue, he is just lacking 3 more levels and then he will be maxed out on his rider and 2 more on his attack. So yeah, 5 levels in total are left for his vehicles. But where the difference lies is between the beast both these guys have used. He's using both undead bulls for his rallies and sieges, but unfortunately Mr. Jinzo is using a Rapidash and then he's using this Sabertooth Gamu. Yeah, so here you can see he has OC 4 chips on maximum and couple of chips are on 5, but for Mr. Jinzo he's on level 3 chips mostly. But again, undead bulls are great along with the pangoliers when it comes for the rallies and sieges. So this is where the bulk of the difference was created in the first rallies. But apart from that, Mr. Jinzo has pretty decent OC chips on all his other squads as well. Level 3 and 2 on his rider squads. Like I said, he's a rider based player and he is having a huge catalog of, here you can see the chips. But yeah, Mr. Chainsaw, but despite the fact that he was lacking a little bit in the fights, he was always there, right? He was trying to help out despite being quite inferior to both Mr. Jinzo and Rogue, but gotta appreciate him for putting up a fight at least, right? So again, in the second time, he tried to use the King Kong with the Ding Dong. Ding Dong being the little fire horse. The fire horse is definitely not good enough for the rallies and sieges, right? So the OC chips again creating a massive difference between both the players and especially the buffs that Mr. Beast Undead Bull gets for the rallies and sieges. Big difference in terms of numbers. Definitely when your towers are not getting reinforced, this is the type of battles or the reports that you're gonna get. So he said that I was fighting Jinzo and Chainsaw guy alone with 4 squads due to garrison and fielding with 3 squads when I ran the rally, and I had no time to heal the hospital. So yeah, these are the words that I got from Mr. Rogue. So this is the last set of fight that I was able to capture. Here Mr. Jinzo is going absolutely mayhem on these guys on the side of Dun L, right? And here you can see a couple of strong whales are actually there, and even despite their presence, Mr. Jinzo is just going inside their bases, like in their territory, and fighting alone at this moment. Gotta appreciate that this guy is a beast, right? 6 billion might killer. Holy shit! Look at the number of squads on the side of Dun L, right? Before it was Mr. Rogue who was fighting alone, but this time it is Mr. Jinzo who is being pushed back. But despite that, I think you always see a lot of SSI players actually show up to the fight. But after Mr. Ace has quit, retired, it seems like that is not the case anymore, right? Maybe the dominance of SSI is coming to an end. Like the sun must set every day. The sun may be setting on the dominance of SSI on this game. So yeah, this is my coverage for region 855 fight. And right now, KGF has been pushed off the metro, and Donnell is occupied the metro, sole survivors and owners of the metro right now. So thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.